Hello everybody, my name's George, and here is my Oscar cosplay run. To preface this, I was blessed with permanent concussion after a car crash last year, so like anybody with a brain injury, I decided to do a Dark Souls challenge run. The Astora Straight Sword is a decent weapon for the early game, it has achievable stats, you can get it straight away, and it has decent damage. However, its lack of scaling, and most enemies in the late game being resistant to magic damage, means it falls off quickly. Starts as a cleric and then promptly lose the footage. So here we are at Oscar.
Oh, thank goodness. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. Yes, perhaps I would plead. I have now.
Cool story. We'll proceed to leave Oscar, and then definitely remember to unlock the door at the lower part, because we'll need that later, and then we get absolutely wrecked. Off to a good start. We'll run back and grab the gear that Oscar so kindly left us, and the run can begin. We beat the Asylum demon with the mace that's provided to us, because I simply cannot be bothered punching it to death. However, we quickly unequip it, and the run can begin. I feel like I already said that. We level up our Dex to 10. Dex to 10. And now we can run and grab all the materials. We do our special walk to grab the Astora sword without waking up the dragon. Works every time. And then we'll light this bonfire and forget to sit at it, because this is not Dark Souls 2. But don't worry, we won't die to this Black Knight. Oh well, at least we lit the bonfire. And then we wake up at Firelink Shrine. Quick run back. And this time we'll definitely sit at the bonfire. Onwards and upwards, we parry this Black Knight and stab him in the dingus. There'll be a lot of that in this run, so if you're a fan of that, I really hope you enjoy also me dying as well as Dark Knights getting stabbed in the dingus. So I decide to run away from this Black Knight, and then I decide maybe I can take him, you know? But we can't beat gravity. And we'll just fight him again. And we actually get a poop walking Black Knight, interrupting his animation. Now he's doing the poop walk. I don't know if this is of any use, but makes him harder to parry. And then we still can't beat gravity, so that was a fun little thing. Eventually though, we do get the W. Onwards and upwards, we'll go ahead and take care of this crystal lizard and get a lovely titanite chunk and 2 twinkling titanite. We'll need a lot of twinkling titanites, and we can stun lock these trees. In fact, the good thing about the straight sword moveset is you can stun lock most enemies. We need to rest at this bonfire because we'll be farming these trees. We need one of each type of clump. Those 3 trees that are in the circle there, as long as you don't pick up the item, you can kill them one by one indefinitely. We'll level up our endurance to 12 and don the Elite Knight set. And then intentionally die to the Titanite Demon, so that we can go back and farm for more moss clumps. There's another blood red one, and a purple one, and another intentional death, and a purple one. We'll kill this guy for our blooming purple one. Now we're ready to trade with Snuggly, light the undead parish bonfire, level up endurance to 14, and pick up the Firekeeper's soul. Perfect rolls. Take the lift down, unlocking the shortcut. We're still missing one piece. We pick up that soul and the homeward bones. We run and grab this soul item and this soul item from near the skeletons. We'll grab this soul item from the church and rest to reset the skeletons. Pick up the humanities and give our friend a little love tap. Perfectly make the jump. And then use this opportunity to grab this soul item we missed. We'll perfectly make the jump this time. And then pretend to be an egg. When we're back at the asylum, we'll drop one of each clump to get 1 titanite for the standard red and purple, and 2 for the blooming. Consider pointing down. Don't do it. Remember that we definitely unlocked that door earlier. Save us a lot of time. Rest at the bonfire, and then we're going to stab this Black Knight in the dingus repeatedly. Ow, my dick! Sadly no titanite chunk from this Black Knight. I don't think he can give one. And we'll go see our friend Oscar. He looks a little confused, so we'll give him a little love tap with a giant rolling ball. And then we'll parry him into oblivion. Dark Souls 1, otherwise known as Parry Souls. You'll see a lot of parrying. Get used to it. And we get our final piece of the puzzle, after giving him some respect. Crest Shield. We'll put it on, and then take a moment to admire it. No, we don't. We'll run down, and then go and fight the stray demons straight away. Let's see what kind of damage we're dealing with. Wonderful. This will be over in a jiff. First time. Not gonna lie, this fight took forever. I'm not gonna treat you to the whole 20 odd minutes of me doing this, but the main concept is keep behind him, let him spam his AoE attack, and just tickle his bony tail. Job's a good one. 1 boss down, 1 point down. Pick up the slab, and then stab a Black Knight in the dingus. Pick up the peculiar dolls for when we visit the painted world later. Pick up this soul item that we forgot. And we don't level up because we're going to need a whole bunch of souls. Parry this Baronite Knight for his lovely Titanite shard. The Elite Knight set is pretty good once it's fully upgraded, but spoiler alert, we're not going to get it that far. We upgrade the sword to +4 and buy the weapon and armor smith box. We upgrade the helm to +1 and buy a bunch of Titanite shards. And then another intentional death to the Titanite demon. We run back. No, we don't. We change our minds. And then we change our minds again. Pop some soul items. And then we'll enforce our armor. We'll level up endurance to 21. Still fat rolling. Wonderful. Pick up this soul item. We can now face tank pretty much all of the early game. This soul item. Kill a rat. Get this soul item. Pop the humanities because we want some Titanite shards. Get this soul item. Light the bonfire at the undead parish. Stab a Black Knight in the dingus. Get a Titanite chunk. Stab a Titanite lizard. Get 2 twinklies and a Titanite chunk. How fortunate. Taurus demon. We do decent damage. And we hone him. Almost forget to point down. Get good. First time. And we pick up this soul item. Wave hello to Solaire. We'll be needing him. And then cross the bridge. Perfectly. Kick the ladder. And then get greedy and die. Wave again at the Drake. Nearly called him a dragon. And then go and light the bonfire. We beat the hollow to the gate pull, and then we open it. Just in case we ever use that again. Spoiler alert, we don't. Get a Titanite shard for our troubles, parry this guy, and then fight the hollows like a straight sword user would. And then we absolutely MLG this guy and enforce our armor. buy some more Titanite shards, and do a bit more reinforcing. Level up our endurance to 23. And now we're in the hollow room without the channeler. It's a lot less scary. Go and fight the gargoyles. That's pretty good damage. This should be over in a jiff. Just need to... oh. Well, maybe we can invade someone? Okay, Dark Souls. Get absolutely wrecked by the gargoyles again. And then we return the favour. Easy, scrub, get good. Pull the lever, and return to the bonfire. And level up endurance to 26, and vitality to 12. I believe we can mid-roll now. Rest at the undead parish bonfire. And make our way down to the lower berg. Let the dogs die in the fire. Kill this guy through the door. Don't kill that guy through the door. And then just tank everything with our lovely shield. And give these young ruffians what for. Capra Demon, when you have a nice quick weapon and some decent armour, you can make short work of the dogs and then short work of the Capra Demon. You store a straight sword, pretty good sword for the early game, pretty bad sword for the rest of the game. We drop down, ruin this chef's lovely dinner, and then kill them for the pleasure. We take our doggy friend to get a large ember, and we get a sack for our troubles. We jump down, try and clear out the rat problem in the depths, take the sewer chamber key, a humanity, and a soul of a nameless soldier, and then we kill this rat out of spite, before skipping the whole of the depths to get down to the gaping dragon. Pretty decent damage. I've beaten the gaping dragon with less damage, but then again, he's also beaten me the occasional time. That's okay, we'll just come back. Oh, we're still at the undead berg. Well, maybe I'll do that later. Spoiler alert, we totally forget. We sit at the Firelink Shrine bonfire in the most unhinged way, then pop some souls, and level up our vitality to 13. We reinforce our Estus Flask with our Firekeeper Soul, and we don't see Lautrec. We light the Blighttown bonfire, pop a humanity, and reverse the hollowing. Grab some soul items, and let Milfeater Mandrid invade. We stunlock her into oblivion with our straight sword swag. GG easy. Have a little sippy. Take the time to give her the respect she deserves. Grab the spoils of war and a soul item. We grab a large Titanite shard for reinforcement, and we fight Quelaag. We get a stun off. I spent the rest of the fight trying to do that stun again, and didn't get it. Easy fight. Pull the lever, and then homeward bone back to the bonfire. We reinforce our armour and level up vitality to 19. Grab some more large Titanite shards and drop everything that isn't Oscar related. We go to the Great Hollow to farm some Titanite lizards. Get a large Titanite shard for our troubles there, and die. Get a Titanite slab. And a soul item. Our crit out is really good at this point. And this little guy right there, impossible to get. But that lizard cannot beat gravity. We get a Titanite chunk, and a useless red Titanite chunk. And we spend some time trying to get this lizard. I don't think we end up getting him. And I homeward bone, out of frustration. We get our sword to +5, our shield to +3, and then we reinforce our armour a little bit. Rest of the bonfire. And level up. That was too fast for me. Make our way back up to the Firelink Shrine. And, oh. Well, that's going to be a problem. Hello, lizard. We give him a titanite slab to make some titanite chunks, because surely titanite chunks and slabs are very common, and we can level up our armour. We give our friend a little punch, and upgrade our armour some more. We let this lizard fall down, and then do Sen's Fortress. Not a problem. Pick up some large titanite shards that we don't need anymore. Glad I broke all those chunks. And then we make our way further up. Sen's Fortress out of the way, we light the bonfire, and make our way forward. Pop a soul item, and level up our vitality to 21. Grab a large soul item, and some more large titanite shards. We kill this giant to make the iron golem fight easier, and get a titanite chunk for our troubles. We could have fought the other one that opened the gates, but I'm too lazy. We send the iron golem down. You can see we're doing about 30 damage a swing. First time, GG, easy. Make our way to Anor Londo and reinforce our armour at the bonfire and level up endurance. No we don't, we level up vitality. We kill this mimic and then forget that it's actually the chest next to it that has the twinkling titanite. Kill this gargoyle and then go and grab the twinkling demon titanite from this chest. Isn't concussion fun? We have a fair fight with this painting guardian, and our quit out skills show their face again. But we get him on the second attempt. Third attempt. Kill this guy easily, and then his body gets the last laugh. However, we've been practicing our quit out. Move up, and get another chance to practice our quit outs. And then heal there for some reason. We let this Silver Knight show us his skills. And then we light the bonfire. I missed the lair. We level up endurance to... That was a bit quick. And then get the shortcut to ONS. We feel something quivering in our pocket. And then we buy some large... Nope, no we don't. We pop some soul items. And then we buy some twinkling titanite. We upgrade our crest shield to +4. And we need more souls. Now it's time for ONS, with a rare feature of the mouse. This fight was very easy. 75 damage. Would have only taken 26 right-handed stabs on Ornstein. And we get it. First try. Here I make the great decision to check my HP, and then probably die to lightning. We quit out because I take a phone call, and then go back in and die. Once we get to Super Smo, he's actually quite easy. If you just bait out the jump attack, you can run past him and get a couple of swings in. Rinse and repeat. GG, easy. Get good, squirrel. We rest at the bonfire and then see Tits McGee. We kill the giants, hoping we can get some titanite chunks. Blast. We buy 2 more Twinkling Titanites, and then level up to 30 and 30. We don't level up our Dex or Strength or Faith because the sword has C scaling in each. Firekeeper's still dead after placing the Lord Vessel, so we walk back to the Chamber of the Princess and we invade Lautrec. Carry him into oblivion, and then we go home. Bring the Firekeeper back to her glory, and we level 1 in Dex, despite us having said that we wouldn't. Don't know why I did that, never did it again. Expertly roll through this ball, and then decide I can't be bothered. So we quit out to reset them, and then light the bonfire. We can't. Oh well. Duke's Archives is nice and easy, we'll get through there no problem. Okay. Second time's the charm. Carry another NPC into oblivion, and get another Titanite Lizard. We don't need any more Twinkling Titanite. And then we get wrecked by sea. Don't worry, we can come and get those 10 humanity back later. Make our way out of the prison and watch a lizard fall to his death. And then we ruin our spacing. Rip 10 humanity. We decide to run past everyone this time and lure these lizards down the ladder so that we get an easier run back to the bonfire. We find a vagrant who proves very hard to kill. Expertly done. And we rest at the bonfire. We die a couple of times in the Duke's Archives. Normally I'm better than this. I'm a little rusty. We unlock the shortcut and make our way to Seath with no Esters. We stand at the crystal and let Seath destroy it himself. This is the way to get the Moonlight Greatsword, but not with this weapon. You can't possibly do enough damage to his tail in the time it takes. But with an actual decent weapon, you have a good chance of getting it. At least he gets the grab. The Seath fight is otherwise pretty uneventful. We have to use humanities to heal, but every humanity we pop increases our curse resistance and makes the fight that little bit more safe. We end up getting up to 8 humanity, and we dispatch of Seath first try. Give him a few extra love taps, and then we warp to Firelink. We reinforce our crest shield to +5, which we forgot to do, and level up endurance to 35. Make our way down, and grab the Firekeeper soul in New Londo, and warp out. We reinforce our Estus Flask, make our way back down to New Londo, and then immediately remember we don't have the crest. The Covenant of Artorias. Make our way down to Blighttown. Big fall for no reason, and then we get Toxic. Make our way to the bonfire, nearly die because of a message, and then give this guy a little love tap out of spite. Make our way to the Demon Ruins, light the bonfire that we can warp to later, and make our way to the Ceaseless Discharge. GG, easy. Kick this guy off the ledge, and make our way down. Ruin our equipment, and parry Kirk into oblivion. Get good, scrub. We go into the Demon Fire Sage fight, and remember that our weapon is bad, so we'll warp out. Don't worry, we can walk back to the Demon Ruins later. Reinforce our... we repair all our equipment, and then we buy the Crest of Artorias. Another intentional death to the Titanite Demon, and we pop some souls. We level up our vitality to 33, and then rest at the Woods Bonfire. Remember that we forgot to fight the Moonlight Butterfly earlier. The Crest Shield has amazing magic resistance. It took 3 phases to kill this butterfly. GG, easy. First time. Pop some souls. Then we level up our vitality. Bravely run past the invaders, punish some mushrooms, and now it's time to fight Sith. Let's see what kind of damage we're dealing with. Wonderful. This should take forever. I've spared you all the injured Sith sequence. Point down, get good scrub. Level up our vitality to 36, and then we warp away. Put on the crest, and make our way up to get the key to the seal. Having nice armour like that makes it that much easier. We drain New Londo, and drop down here. We quit out because we get a phone call, and then go down to the 4 Kings. Let's see what kind of damage we're dealing with. Again, the Crest Shield, amazing magic resistance, so you can just pretty much tank the 4 Kings' magic attacks while holding the shield. With the armour, it's better to take the face tank approach, and we quickly realise that two-handing is probably the best way forward. I've decided to keep the first sequence of this fight uncut. We get our humanity drained by the first of the 4 Kings. We face tank some more and go to town on the first king. The second one is thankfully a little passive. That AoE attack will drain all our stamina, but will take relatively little damage. We've just got to hope that there's no follow-ups. No foreshadowing at all there. We're now at 3 kings and less than a fifth of the health. Wonderful. We go ahead and block. Narrowly avoid getting stabbed in the back. And you can see the desperation starting to set in. We're at half Estus, and still nowhere near killing the first king. I believe that was the 4th one spawning there. And then get greedy and get punished. Merely check out. At this point, I'm not confident that I'm going to be able to do this on this attempt, but let's just see how far we can get. No sense wasting a helmet bone, because it's not like we've got 9 humanity to save or anything. Because it's not like we've got 8 humanity to save or anything. Another king spawns. And they're starting to get aggro now. I don't think I'm very long for this world. But we've done nearly a third of their health pool. This seems doable. Try and position ourselves a little better. And then stupidly try and roll away from the magic attack. Do manage to get our heals in. That's it now, we're out of Estus. And I'm not going to spend my humanity healing for this fight, as I already think it's a lost cause. We finally unlocked the hidden code that R2 attacks are the best way forward for this fight. And we actually managed to roll through that grab. Go for a king who's a bit further away, maybe he'll be a little less aggro. But things are looking bleak. Try another roll through, no such luck. That's it for old Georgie. We try again. We got about halfway through the health bar. Decide to get some Titanite chunks by farming the Dark Wraiths and getting this one in the chest. Then we walk back because we have unlimited homeward bones. We reinforce our armour a little and then level up vitality to 37. We feed Framp some items and level up endurance to 36. We make our way down to the catacombs and enjoy killing the skeletons with our blessed sword. They will not respawn. Take the shortcut down to Pinwheel. Normally pinwheel fights are a bit of a joke. I suppose in some kind of sense this one was a joke. In that how long it took. I'm going to play the full fight for you, but we do this first try. We do a decent amount of damage, but you can see the Astora Straight Sword damage beginning to fall off. If you're doing this much damage against Pinwheel with a fully upgraded sword, this does not bode well for the rest of the run. Fun fact, if you hit the clones while they're in mid-animation, they won't disappear until they finish that animation. We nearly finish off Pinwheel before he spawns a bunch of other dudes. Now it's a game of pin the sword in the pinwheel. This fight can quickly get out of hand, but fortunately our armour is levelled up, so we have a decent level of resistance against the magic's attacks. While we have a decent level of resistance, we still try and find the original. That's him in the corner. That's him in the not light. We achieve the rite of kindling. We climb up the ladder. And then quit out because I take a phone call. We make our way to the Tomb of the Giants and realise that we've totally forgotten how to navigate this place. We for some reason try a different way to do the shortcut and make our way to the Tomb of the Giants again. This time we remember somewhat how to do the quick way through. Jump here and roll down, and you've made it to the bonfire. We light the bonfire and restore our humanity, kick Patches down, and then let him kick us down ourselves, make our way to the end, and then roll off the edge. Forget to go human again, and make our way safely through this time, remembering to hug the wall to the right. We can face tank the giant skeletons, so it's not really that much of a problem if we take a couple of hits. It is a problem though, if we fall to our doom. This time we remember to hug the wall all the way. Sometimes you can jump up there and get the silver ring, but I don't need it this time. Make our way to the very end, then turn around. We make our way down safely. At this point I remember that I'd forgotten to go human, so I kill a lizard. Make our way down to Nito, and as we have a blessed sword, we can deal with the skeletons, and the Nito fight becomes a bit of a joke. Two at a time, baby. The Nito fight is pretty easy. Just strafe his attacks and give him a slap. This leg that sticks out is the easiest part to hit. Sometimes. Pretty uneventful fight. We kill Nito first try. GG. Easy. Get good scrub. We level up our endurance to 38, 39, and stab a Black Knight in the dingus for his Titanite chunk. Make our way down for another Titanite chunk, forgetting that we'd already done that night. We parry Havel into oblivion. Much less scary when you've got a full set of almost fully upgraded armour. And make our way and kill the Hydra. Fortunately, it was quite an easy task, and we get it with no major problems. The last head took a couple of goes, but we get there in the end. We reset to spawn the crystal golem and point down. This fight is going to take a while. Fortunately, video editing exists. We talk to Dusk from behind. And then we walk back. Make our way to the Duke's archives, because we forgot to kill the golem earlier. And then we level up our endurance to 40. We get in the lift with a bunch of stinky dudes. These crystal heads are taking over the library. And we quit out to send them back upstairs. We finally have to kill this boar. Which we manage with no problem. Get the helm for our troubles and light the bonfire. Make our way back up. And we kite the golem over. We bring these crystal heads over and then forget about them. Fortunately, they forget about me too. We get the broken pendant and we warp out. We get pulled into a hole, skipping the cutscenes. Proceed to get absolutely wrecked by the Sanctuary Guardian. Don't worry, we'll come back to the DLC later. We get bored of getting wrecked by the Sanctuary Guardian and make our way down to fight the Four Kings, but not before doing some more farming for chunks. We go to Anor Londo, knock this guy off the ledge and get another chunk, and pop some souls to level up to 38 vitality. We shot a couple of souls, so we exchange parries with good old Robert. Thank you for your service. We level up vitality to 39, and then grab another Titanite chunk and get out of there with no problems at all. Make our way down to the Four Kings and get wrecked. We quit out because I had to take a phone call, and then we get wrecked by a Dark Wraith. We kick a hollow off and get wrecked by another Dark Wraith. Get a Titanite chunk and a Dark Hand, which would be good for grabbing humanities. We throw ourselves off the ledge as we've run out of Homeward Bones. Get another Titanite chunk and another. And then we use the Dark Sign, because to save me the few steps of dropping off the ledge. But oh no, using the Dark Sign doesn't leave a blood stain. Rip 45k souls and 2 humanity. After dealing with this Dark Wraith, we take another final look. It's definitely not there. We farmed so hard our sword is now at risk, so we walk back to the bonfire and feed our snake friend some useless rings. We repair our swords and shield, and we upgrade our armour. On our way down to the Four Kings, somebody kindles their bonfire and we get an extra Estus flask. Time to fight the Four Kings. we get greedy again. And the extra Estus that we got from some Kindling may actually come in useful. But their HP is quite low. We definitely won't get greedy here. And it actually turned out that Estus was exactly the amount of health that we needed. GG, easy, no re, get good, scrub. We make our way back to the Firekeeper and pick up the Zully Witch set. Punch this guy out of spite and make our way to the Fire Demon. Demon Fire Sage even. Hello. See what kind of damage we're dealing with. Goody! Fortunately, the demon fights are very easy. And we beat it with little to no effort. While somebody fights Velstat next door. Make our way to the Centipede Demon and run across. Cut off one of its centipede arms, and then he slams us with the empty stud. Good old Dark Souls hitboxes. I can't resist a tail cut, so we spawn 2 centipedes at the same time. Realising this is a very small arena, we'll make our way back to the middle, where we can deal with one of the centipedes to get the orange charred ring. We then promptly take an intentional death, but we get it second try. GG, easy, no re. Not even worth the point down. We let the dragon butts actually give us something in the way of souls. And then we go ahead and level up our vitality to 44. We take the bonfire in Lost Izalith, pop some souls, and level up, but apparently I lost that footage and stun lock the Izalith daughter into oblivion. Kirk then pays us a visit and we parry him into oblivion. And we parry him into oblivion. And we parry him into oblivion. Final stab in the dingus, and all is well. Bed of Chaos. Level up vitality to 48, and stab some more Dark Knights in the dingus. Establishing dominance before we go and fight Gwyn. It's time to fight the big G-Man himself. Fail the first parry, but we get the second one and stab him in the dingus. That's actually a decent amount of damage. This fight should be over in no time. Stop stabbing me in the dick! We take a second try. Get the parry and stab him in the dingus. This should be over no problem. That is, if we got good. Third time's the charm. And let's just enjoy stabbing Gwyn in the dingus repeatedly. I forgot to put the music back on after disabling it for ONS for fear of getting copyright stricken, so please enjoy this drum and bass track that I wrote myself. And for some reason we keep checking on the Black Knight that's trying to get us. least I've saved you all a bunch of tissues from the plim plim plom. As we near our goal of completion of Parry Souls. Fight, first try, GG, no re, point down, get good scrub, point down a second time, and then we make our way to link the flame. Not before giving away for the camera. And showing everybody our equipment and stats. Fun fact, Oscar actually has a +7 Restore a Straight Sword because it's so bad. This run took me several hours, now I'll not be attempting further runs. Oh, wait, no. We're linking the fire, but I forgot the DLC and the painted world. Is it too late? Are we doing an NG Plus? I accept my fiery death. With the music off, we're missing the music for the credits scene, so I'll fill in as best as I can.
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
I have told you.
Are you deaf?
No, you is blind.
I'm not blind, you blind.
That is what I just said.
You just said what?
I did not say what. I said you.
That's what I'm asking you.
And you is answering.
Shut up!
As we didn't get a chance to kill the Asylum demon with Oscar's set, we'll take the chance to do it in NG+. Hitless, GG, no re.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family, thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you. Why?
That's it for the Oscar run. thank you very much for watching, and have a lovely day.